Hello humans, it's just Martine, and welcome to a weekly reading vlog. It's Monday, March 4th, and this morning I dragged myself out of my spring break coma and brought myself to class. And now I have tons of work that I need to do because I took a real break over spring break, which was much needed. It's left me in kind of a work pickle. Not like a huge pickle, just like a baby one. Just like, wow, there sure is more than I would like this week, but hopefully there is still plenty of reading time. Last month, I completed a project where I started a book every day in the month, and as I said at the end of that video, it kind of left me in a conundrum where I'm in the middle of lots of long, dense books. So I'm going to give you two primary reading goals for this vlog. The first is to finish, hopefully, Xenocide by Orson Scott Card. It's the third book in the Ender's Game series. I started this in January. It's March. I'm 160 pages in, but there are almost 600 pages. So I need to read this, please. Could I just actually read this? I'm enjoying it. It just feels so long that it's hard to justify picking it up sometimes when I could read something quicker. And then the second one is the Atlas Complex. I'm about a quarter of the way into that one. It's the third and final book in the Atlas trilogy, which starts with the Atlas 6. I really loved the first book. The second book was okay, and now I'm reading this third book and I kind of have no idea what's happening, but I'm having a pretty good time. So I think those are my two main reading goals for the week, but we're going to have to see what we get up to. Here's what we're not going to talk about. The fact that it's Friday. I almost said Thursday. Nah, it's Friday. And I haven't talked to you since Monday. I've been bebopping around, doing my normal things, going from place to place. I've been so busy this week. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, and then I did, regardless. Here's some turtles. But what we are going to talk about is reading and how my reading is going so far this week. And it could be going better. I'll be honest with you. I feel like this week has been so busy in so many aspects of my life. So like I've made progress, but not as much as maybe I would have wanted to because I've had like so little time to read. The best progress that I've made so far has been on Xenocide because I'm now on page 435 and I started on 160. So like that's pretty substantial. I can definitely finish this weekend. I only have like 2.5 hours left of it. The Atlas Complex, on the other hand, I'm at 40% of, which, you know, is better than when I started, but is still leaving me with like over 6 hours of the book left. I'm enjoying both of them. I do think I'm enjoying this one better. The Atlas Complex is just really hurting my brain. And since it's my iPad read, I'm usually reading it right before bed when I have no brain left to spare. I'm going to have a busy Friday. I probably won't get much reading done today either. And I have a pretty busy weekend, but that should include plenty of reading time. So I'm holding out hope that I can finish both of these things, but we'll just have to see what happens. Happy Saturday. Let's finish some books. Or maybe just one today, but let's finish some book. It's 11 and I actually haven't read a single page yet today. I stayed in bed watching Love is Blind this morning and, you know, I had fun. And now I'm headed to my favorite little food spot. And then the wind went crazy, so I couldn't tell you that it's because my mom sent me money to go get a fun lunch. Thanks, Mom. My roommates were loud, so I did this like this. I got stuff. I got chips, more chips. These ones are so good. I thought these were pixie sticks, not silly sticks. They're actually gross. These, taste test, warhead thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. More chips. More chips. These are sour candies. Really satisfying sound. Bags. Bags. We love them. Mashed potatoes for the microwave. Yeah. Lip stuff. This is a book. It's translated work from Spanish, which is ironic to be translated into English in South Florida, worth $16. Dystopian. I'm excited about it. Hooray. That's it. Hope you liked it. Okay, so I did in fact finish this book today, but it's almost midnight and you know what I didn't do today? Literally read anything else. Instead, I watched an entire season of Love is Blind. And if that's not a good use of my Saturday, I don't know what is, frankly. So good night and I'll tell you about this book tomorrow. Good morning, happy Sunday. I'm a lot more determined today to get reading done than I was yesterday. But from what I did read yesterday, I finished Xenocide by Orson Scott Card, which I'm giving 4 stars. This is the 3rd book in the Enders saga, which is originally a series about this young boy, Andrew Wiggin, who has kind of been specifically created, if you will, to save the world from an alien invasion. Then in the 2nd book, things take a very big twist and we jump 3,000 years into the future, and it has like kind of a different tone entirely. It gets a lot more philosophical, I would say, thinking about what human interactions with alien species would look like, how we should move forward, and all of those things. And so this one was a continuation of that idea, where we're kind of grappling with the question of like, when is it okay to wipe out an entire species? Is there a time when it's ever okay to wipe out an entire species? And all of those things. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Again, 4 stars. From the vibe shift from book 1, like the reason that I love Ender's Game so much is not really represented in the later books in the series, if that makes sense. But I still find them interesting. That's on that. I am making progress on the Atlas Complex. I'm now at 61%. Really hoping to finish that today. It will take a lot of reading, but like I believe in myself. I think I can do it. I think I got my not reading mood out of my system yesterday. Granted, I do have some things going on today, like I have a book club meeting and I have a family call, but Bookly tells me I have a little more than 4 hours left of this book. The Kindle app tells me I have 3.5 hours. I guess we'll see who's right. It's Sunday evening and I just finished reading The Atlas Complex, which I'm giving 4 stars. Although I'm really conflicted about that. I kind of want to give it 3.5 stars, but I gave the 2nd book 3.5 stars and I like this one better than that. So it's like 4 stars, I guess. Kind of a 4 stars by default. This trilogy, the Atlas trilogy, is about these 6 people with these insane magical powers that basically get invited to join this super secret society. The characters and the character relationship dynamics are the most interesting part of this series. A lot of the magic makes no sense to me. And even at the end of this book, I was like, I don't know what happened, really. And I feel like that's pretty common. Like somebody else that I know reviewed this recently and they really, really loved it, but they also had no idea what was going on. And the author has stated that this series is mainly about the characters and the relationships between them, and with that, she does, I think, a phenomenal job. I find them to all be incredibly fascinating, rich characters, all of whom have some good in them and plenty of terrible, but it's just really hard to reconcile a series that is a fantasy series and say, well, the fantasy doesn't matter. It's more like the fantasy is driving the relationships, which like is true in all books. Like the plot is driving the character arcs and all that stuff, but I don't know if I'm making any sense. The point is that the fantasy in this very much takes a back burner to the relationships, both in its importance and also its writing. There were so many incredible quotes in this. I feel like this is something that the author does really well, especially like funny quotes. There were a couple of chapters that were just text threads between 2 of the characters, Callum and Tristan, and those had me laughing out loud. Like they were so funny, but then there were large parts of the book where I was like, I don't know what's happening and or I don't care what's happening. But I love this cast of characters. I don't love what happened to them at the end, and I'm not sure I fully understand what happened to them at the end. But, you know, it is what it is, and I'm at least done this book now, which I feel like is not the vibe that I should have for a book that I'm giving 4 stars. But regardless, I think what I keep coming back to time and time again is that I really loved the writing of this book. I highlighted so many things, but the fantasy part of it, like, didn't do it for me, and the way that the series wrapped up made no sense to me. Although those things might seem to you like a reason to take more than 1 star away, I don't know, I had a good enough time that I'm giving it 4 stars. I feel like sometimes I judge really harshly and like hand out lower ratings than average, and then sometimes I'm just handing out 4 stars like they're nothing. I'm not necessarily at peace with that review, but it is what it is. I don't think these characters are at peace either. And with that, it's Sunday night and I'm not going to finish anything else to tell you about, and honestly, I'm just going to change into my pajamas and have a cozy reading night. I'm gonna leave you here. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below how is your March reading going so far, and subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!